Coming up, Rush Limbaugh goes after Hillary Clinton, asking if this country will actually want to watch a woman get older before their eyes on a daily basis. Does a woman's looks really matter that much when you're talking about America's next top executive rather than America's next top model? Things by the right wing, from various alleged scandals to her demeanor to her laugh. But now they have a new line of attacks, it seems, that she's getting old and looking her age. The Drudge Report's front page displayed this photo of Clinton from the campaign trail, not looking her debate prep best, with the headline, "The Toll of the Campaign?" ? Then radio host Rush Limbaugh chimed in about how Americans are addicted to physical perfection and how this could spell doom for Hillary's election chances.
Will Americans want to watch a woman get older before their eyes on a daily basis? And that woman, by the way, is not going to want to look like she's getting older. Because it'll impact poll numbers. It'll impact perceptions.
He means while they're president? Did aging in office hurt Hillary's husband, Bill? He was 54 when he left office in 2001. Ronald Reagan, a ripe old 77 after his second term, still looking good. And what about Reagan's British contemporary, Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher? Look, I don't quite get what the allegation is. Joining me again is Stephanie Miller and Tony Blankley. Tony, what do you make of this? I mean, is this the right's non-attack attack on Hillary?
Look, it may not be fair, but it's true that in politics, in TV broadcasting, in any public figure, people pay attention to your appearances. One of the things we were all talking about was, well, Gore won't be running for president unless we see that he's losing weight. Americans usually elect a taller man president. The hair dye and the facelift are the staples of people who are on television, men and women alike. So the fact is that we do pay attention. I think that it's unfortunately the case that whether you're a man or a woman and you're running for president, you need to look as good as you can look. And it was careless. It was careless on the part of her support team to let the public get a photograph of her without her makeup done properly.
But it sounds like what Rush is saying here is, as they watch her age day by day, that's somehow worse, because we know presidents age. I mean, they end up looking haggard after their terms in office. But it sounds like what he's saying is that's going to be tougher as a woman. And I get all of the superficial aspects of this in our society. But what I don't get is how that somehow impacts her ability to be successful as the president if she ages while in office the way a man would.
Well, I mean, I worked for Reagan, and you remember that there was a lot of talk about his age in office, particularly in the latter parts of the second term. So, yeah, his aging in office...
But she's not his age.
What?
She's nowhere near his age.
Well, no, I'm saying, but aging for even a very handsome man it was being used as a judge against him. And if you go back in the times, you'll see lots of commentary. Before the second debate in 1984, there was a lot of talk, is he getting too old for the job? So it is a factor at a certain point. McCain is facing the age factor now. He'd be even older than Reagan. I agree that Hillary, at the age of, what, 60 or 61, is clearly not in the zone for worrying about being too old yet. She's got another 10 years.
Stephanie, this just seems to me a backdoor away to attack Hillary.
Let me speak as the bitter old hag on the show tonight, Dan. Clearly, Rush Limbaugh, what finer figure of a physical specimen to speak about someone else than Rush Limbaugh? Please, this is so sexist. Fred Thompson, I enjoyed his work as Gollum on Lord of the Rings. Give me a break. I mean, are we really going to put this as a standard of something we're going to judge our presidential candidates by?
And look, we got our list number 4 here of the female world leaders. I mean, again, let's move that picture and put up number 4 if we can. You know, we got the Chancellor of Germany, we got Margaret Thatcher, we got Golda Meir, and we got a whole list of women. And look, and again, what I don't quite get is I understand that looks can matter, and I'm not challenging that. I guess what I'm challenging is somehow the notion that because she's going to age in office, that's going to undermine her credibility as president, and other world leaders won't take her as seriously if she's not, I guess, if she's not hot. I mean, is that what it is, Tony?
Look, I didn't hear Rush today. I often listen to him. I didn't listen to him today. I assume he was suggesting that people won't want to look at her, and maybe they'll be less likely to vote for her. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'd assume that would have been his point.
Here's what they said. You want to talk about how women view it, you got to check in with The View. Here's what they said about this issue today.
That I think that he has a point in that people's looks impact the election.
Yeah, but that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about specifically women, and he said, you know, you don't want to see an aging actress. Well, it's different, and they don't get jobs. And one of the reasons they don't get jobs is that you're supposed to be sexy. But when you're the President of the United States, we don't want our women, if we have a woman, to be sexy. We want her to be good.
Tony, you want the president to be hot? Do you want some heat? You want some heat?
I want our presidents to be wise and courageous, but I've been in politics and in public life long enough to know that people pay a lot of attention to the appearance, and that's why very often the presidents are more attractive. Not always, there are some exceptions, but very often the more attractive man wins, and it shouldn't be that way, but that's the way the
Stephanie Miller,
world
final
is.
thought. I got to wrap it up.
Oh, dear God. I fear for America, Dan. It has become, are you hot or not? I mean, please. And she looks great now. She looked like Ernie on My Three Sons back in the 60s. She looks terrific. She's gotten better with age.
Stephanie Miller, speaking of hot, good to see you.